What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Sea of Thieves, Seas Ain't Safe. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. Now, I guess they want to call themselves the bully of the seas. Okay? Okay, this seventh angel guy, him and his Alex the G guy, okay? These guys are something light, but very, very short of important. But I just want to shine a little bit of light on them because let me tell you something. Maybe they just don't know who I am, okay? Maybe they don't know what I've done, okay? I'm the reason some crews won't even come back around. Problem. There's content videos I put up that will never, ever come back, that were taken down by Dummy Dunbar of the Misfits, a.k.a. Misquits Problem. I did that, okay? All because I was showing the proof, the paperwork, and everything that they did not want the public to know. Problem, okay? So, Seventh Angel, ironically, you call yourself that because I've taken out about 6 crews. I sent them all to Sea Dog Heaven. Problem. So you're going to be the 7th. You and your guy, Alex the G, Problem. Okay? Because not only did you manipulate me, had me sitting at home waiting to play Sea of Thieves with you, Problem, but you've also manipulated this guy right here who is autistic, Problem. And you knew it. Okay? I'm going to jump right into it right here. Here goes Alex the G, 4063. He says, Baythanger, I love the vids, but you're being trolled. The whole thing is not real. LMAO Problem. He's laughing at me. He said it is some Brazilian kid who is a bit special, who was just being trolled in a public server by yours truly, 7th Angel LMFAO Problem. So he thinks it's a game, okay? They think it's funny to troll an autistic kid Problem. Are these guys a part of a crew? Does anybody know these guys for anything other than the fact that they like to troll autistic kids? Problem. The Brazilian kid responds back. He goes, then why didn't he or anyone say it wasn't real? Question mark. He said, you guys already know I have autism and often can't understand irony. The L is not mine. Also, I'm not a kid. I have 25 years. Problem. Is anybody familiar with the middle peg leg story? Does anybody know how he was birthed, born, and created amongst the seas? You probably don't. The video has probably been took down by Dummy Dunbar, but I know the story. Problem. Okay? Now, middle peg leg showed up to the seas. Just like any other innocent kid, he thought it was safe, but he had no idea that he would be setting the tone to what would be future problems to come. And that would be that the seas ain't safe. Middle peg leg decides to get on a sloop. It's him and his dad. Dad shows up with the game, Sea of Thieves. He has a ferryman code, okay? He didn't even know what he had or how important that was. He ends up redeeming that code. He has on some rare gear, right? They're slooping around. They're fishing and whatnot. They're just trying to enjoy the game. Problem. Middle peg leg is about 13, 14 years old around this time. His dad goes, hey, your mom's getting ready to get home from work. I'm going to go check on the food in the kitchen and make sure everything's all right. Imagine leaving your son alone on the seas. Problem. Dad goes off, leaves his son. Middle peg leg's still there chilling. He's collecting supplies. He's fishing, just a kid amongst the seas. Problem, not a big deal. Another sloop pulls up. Hey, bud, do you want to ally? Middle peg leg. Innocent little child. He says, yeah, no problem, buddy. They come amongst the boat. Little does he know, the second person who was on the sloop that pulled up was making a power play, snooping, looting, all on his boat, gathering supplies. Middle peg leg is sitting there having a conversation. Middle peg leg starts to hear footsteps under the boat on the sloop. He goes down. There's the second guy. Hey, what are you doing? They ended up lighting the ship on fire, okay, with the fire bombs, okay? killing Peg Leg. Peg Leg is responding back over and over again as the sloop is on fire. They're taking all his supplies. His dad's in the kitchen cooking. He has to watch the sloop sink, burning, as he responds back and jumps off from the sloop, and he watched the sloop burn all the way down until it sunk. Problem. Imagine having to go back and tell your dad that story. And that's what he did. Some people thought that would be the end of Middle Peg Leg. They thought he would never be the same. Little did they know that was the birth of a legendary sea dog problem. Middle Peg Leg got better. He was determined. Okay, let's pay attention to that word. Determined problem. Okay? He is now the reason why the definition of a savage bandits are, if not number one, their top 3 crews of all time problem. He's also part of the legendary montage. Okay, check this out here. Problem. All due to the fact of being determined after being camped. Boom. Sometimes you have to go backwards in order to go forward. Seventh Angel and Alex the Goat are trolling an autistic kid problem, thinking it's all fun and games. But they don't know the backstory I am about to tell you problem. And this is why you have to be careful amongst the seas. It's not all fun and games out here. Y'all think when I come here, it's just to play. Okay? Okay? They had no idea who they were dealing with. Matter of fact, before I even go there, this is what I'm saying. Y'all really need to listen. Y'all act like I do this for my health, okay? The whole point of me doing this is to keep the seas safe. If we got these 2 kids going around, Seventh Angel and Alex, okay, antagonizing and camping kids, okay, making them think that they have real codes in order to collect currency off a sea of thieves, they are creating a problem. We've already seen what the Brazilian done to the likes of Scuttle and the rest of the U.S. players. As soon as PlayStation showed up, right, to the seas and collided with Xbox, y'all started getting rinsed and washed off. And do you even know why? Do you even know why? The government and the politics over there are different from the U.S., okay? They don't have the luxury of kicking it and going outside with their girlfriend and all that. They're not making enough money. I know this problem. So they're glued to their TVs 24/7 playing Sea of Thieves problem. That is why the likes of Scuttle and the rest of you U.S. cats have been rinsed and washed off. Y'all don't have the hours and time to put in that they do, right? Right? So here you are right now antagonizing an autistic kid, and you don't even know what he is capable of. Problem. I digress. I'm going to let him tell his story because this is not mine, okay? He goes right here. He says, I can give you a good example today. I got a 4 streak in a solo HG and went to the outpost to lower it. But as soon as I got there, a player was waiting to camp me. It was weird since there was no other boat close. And after I checked his profile later, it had nothing, not even sod hours. Also, he had no skin. He kept camping me. Not that I don't keep firebombs in solo. Note, I don't keep firebombs in solo, hoping I would lose my streak. However, let me tell you a thing. None of the spawn campers and cheaters are prepared to deal with a determined player problem. Do y'all remember that word determined I used earlier about Metal Peg Leg? He was determined to get better. This Brazilian kid is the same kid that they have trolled. Excuse me, he's 25, no disrespect. Young man has trolled, and he is also determined. Do we see a birth of another Middle Peg Leg problem? Okay? Okay? Pay attention. What actually happened in the situation is that in one of my respawns, I killed the camper, lowered the streak, and kept playing problem. That's determination right there, people. Okay? This is the whole idea of going to not go get angry and give up, but to get angry and go get better. This is something that Mr. Delusional himself does and will not never know. All right? So, to keep this simple, right, we need to go ahead and get rid of Seventh Angel. I need him clipped and clapped every chance y'all get, okay? Along with his boy Alex the G. I also need them clipped and clapped. What I also need Faniac to pay attention to is that it's not safe for you to come around here and have conversation thinking everything is all buddy-buddy. Cracks has just been exposed for crashing out over a female, okay? And now he's over here trying to backstab you, let me know how he's rinsed and washed you off. Little did you know everything is, you thought everything would be cool. Are you not understanding that the seas are not safe? You got the idiot over here, Akuchie, still trying to take your fame, and here Cracks is trying to take your fame. Do you not understand how important you are amongst the seas? This is why legends are staying away. You see what they are doing over here, antagonizing the Brazilians. The Brazilians are cleaning up the seas. It's in your best interest, Faniac, unless you are on a burner account, to not come around. Okay? They're trying to take out the legends. The Brazilians are here to take out the legends. Okay? The OG legends, the new legends, anything that has US on it, they're taking them out. Scuttle doesn't even want to admit that he's still on the game. He's sending letters out through Cracks to let me know that he's not even playing no more. He's lying. He doesn't want to admit the fact that he's got knocked off by the Brazilians. Scuttle's reputation is done. Okay? He might hit, like, I don't even know how to get him back from this. It might be in his best interest to go ahead and put up a last montage along with I've retired video problem. Because right now, his legacy now has that he's just been rinsed off by a Brazilian. Okay, you got these kids over here antagonizing another Brazilian. Do y'all not see what's happening here? You guys are declining in talent. Okay? The Brazilians are here. We got determined players over here. The difference between this kid and Akuchie is not determined like this kid is. Akuchie comes with manipulating lies. Akuchie wants to argue with what we already know.
What?
That is literally what a comp is, bro.
What the fuck is this?
Bro, start muting these kids. I don't want to hear them.
No one's talking.
Are you schizophrenic? Are you schizophrenic?
The voices.
Oh, dude.
Literally, we stopped talking.
2-1. I can't play. I
Now
can't
it's
play.
2-1.
It's all on my.
Now
It's
2-1.
2-1 because it's 2-2.
It's 2-1.
This is so unprofessional, bro. I'm just gonna
Fucking
lose.
So unprofessional.
Oh, you left.
He left. He left.
I can't play.
Akuchie, do you have any idea what this video means for you? It's a problem because you can't argue with nobody but yourself. We've now heard and seen video footage of what I said in the last video of what happened. Okay? Nobody was loud and screaming in that video. So that's the only thing you proved to make me out a liar to be, because I actually believed you when you said that. But we just watched that video right there. Nobody was screaming and nobody was talking but you. Problem. But I'm also going to play it back because I'm going to play and show you what I caught that I know that people didn't catch off of that first listen. Listen to this.
2-1.
I can't play. I
Now
can't
it's
play.
2-1.
This is all on
Now
my.
it's 2-1.
It's
2-1.
2-1 because it's 2-2.
It's 2-1.
We got him. It's 2-1 because then he caught himself because he knew he was about to agree that Faniac has to leave. Sometimes the stories just write themselves, people. They just write themselves. He can't do nothing but argue with himself now. I'm also going to drop another bombshell on him. After I do this, y'all going to go ahead and make the decision if we feel like he needs to be stripped of his Sea-Dog rights and papers. See, he might have to walk the plank after this. He doesn't even know I got this. Akuchie's a whistleblower. Yeah, I said it. Okay? He tried to send a paperwork out of the weakest links amongst the seas. He tried to send it out to the people in Brazil. Imagine, right? You try to send out a list of the U.S. players and the U.K. players, letting them know who he has taken out. This right here I present to you people, this right here is Exhibit C, problem. Just go ahead and sit here and look at this list, okay? Just to point out a few, he said he's beaten Coffin 4 times. I personally know Coffin, and I'm going to just tell you right now, that's a lie. Okay? Then let's just jump right up over here to Faniac. Let's just talk about him again. He said he beat him 2 times. After what we just seen, heard, and watched, can we honestly believe that he beat him at all? Akuchie, what you did was you took the clout route, which then therefore caused you to crash out. I'm not even going to give you the glory of me naming off the people off this list who you have allegedly beaten problem. I could almost bet my last coin on my ship. Matter of fact, all the loot I have, that you don't have footage of any of these people that you claim you have beaten, if not more than once, 4, or several times more. Problem. This is Crash Out 101, people. Write this down in the history books. Akuchie, you did this to yourself. With all the authority power invested in me, amongst all the legendary sea dog legends of the sea, as well as the sea gods of the heavens. Akuchie, let me first just say, you haven't signed up for any tournament, okay? There's been several tournaments, lists that's been put out. You haven't taken the time to sign up for one. You're blinded. You keep looking in the past, Akuchie. And you know what happens when you keep looking in the past? You will trip moving forward, hence the fact you always tripping. That is a bar problem. Teak has a tournament going on right now this month. $25 for a 1v1, $30 for a 3v3. We know you won't be there. You'll be too busy trying to chase this fame. Akuchie, with all the power invested in me, I'm just going to go ahead and say we're stripping you of your Sea Dog rights, okay, until you prove or show us otherwise. You're stripped. You need to take a break from the seas. Now, in the process of me making this video, I would have never, ever thought I would be getting a message from who am I about to present to you people right now. So I've been giving the Brazilians a lot of praise lately, right? And a lot of legends have been hiding and haven't been around. Problem. But for some strange, odd reason, whenever I decide to do these videos, whenever I decide to bring y'all content, the sea dog gods of the heavens always seem to deliver problem. Okay? And it was just interesting. Because when he hit me up, who would have thought he would be sending me a montage with this message right here, problem. He's calling himself the Brazilian killer. Now, do y'all know who this is? This is the man, not the myth, but the legend himself, Omni-Moist Problem. Okay? I can't tell the story any better than what I did in this video. This is Mr. Grilled Cheese himself, people. If you haven't heard, please go check this out right here. You have potentially woken up a monster. We don't care about Akuchie when we got Omni-Moist returning back to the seas. Brazilians, be careful. Until next time, the seas ain't safe. But then now they've grown, and they've gained a lot of respect from other crews. Okay? They don't know I know this information. In fact, nobody wants this out. You know why I get this information? Okay? I'm well respected around the seas. If you know my gamer tag, don't give it out. Because I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm going to deny it. I'm going to change my name. I'm trying to make the seas as safe as possible. If you give me out, you shut down everything. I'm gone.